Okay, this is my Nord Templar. He's a healer. This is one of the. I mean, these can change these attributes. So I've decided to go 45-19 for health reasons. Uh, Generally, the more health you have, the easier it is for you to survive. Um, so right now, I will go over my, I guess, equipment first, then probably skills, etc., and champion points. So right now, I am rocking Spell Power Cure, Pariah to, just makes it so you can survive when taking a lot of damage, especially with some of the passives I have. The Spell Power Cure, you're constantly leaving an AoE heal on the ground, over healing any of your allies in Cyrodiil. A lot of the spells I use also leave lingering heals, so they are constantly regenerating this buff. Um, the Earth Core, very good because you're leaving lingering heals on people. If they get low health, boom, this procs, big AoE for them to stand in and heal. Another one, Lady Thorn. If you use your blood funnel or anything that lowers health, you can activate this. This creates major maim on oh my god, creates major maim on enemies. So automatically you deal, some damage, but the 10% less damage they now deal to you and your allies is massive. Okay, for 8 seconds. Um, Lord Warden will help with, you know, more defense. I don't have. Oh, I do. Okay, engineers. Okay, or engines. This will help you regenerate, keep your sustain up, lots and lots. Um, Now I have a couple of offsets to run with Pariah. So right now I have Spell Power Cure with reduced spell cost. You can do magic regen for help with your sustain, but they all have Swift, so you are able to move in and out of combat, or take less damage from dizzy swings, etc., because you can move away from them faster. Generally, it's impenetrable and sturdy on all of my gear, with the exception of your helmet, your chest, and your legs for infused to boost your stats, as well as your shield. You want this all tri stats to boost the multi enchant. You want Crusher on your one hander for sure, because this is going to make it so they take more damage whenever you do even an auto. You want the Restoration Staff. You have Powered, right, for more healing, but you also have your heavy attacks now restoring more magicka as well as dealing a little more damage, because we'll go over that in a minute why you want to be doing heavy attacks all the time. So we have this to mix with the Pariah. So everything you always want to have Pariah on to be able to survive. Okay? This will, boost up your allies' defenses as long as you're casting things like Purge or, the Siege Shell. So it's a very good set that you can wear. You have the Transmutation. This is very good for when you're leaving an AoE ring on the ground, especially when you're capturing flags or stuff like that, because when the little bombers come out and they can't do their crit damage to blow everybody up with their vicious death, they now are left there standing with, in their hand, buddy, so they're kind of dead at that point, and they've literally done nothing. So Transmutation, the Notorious Service, or whatever, how do you say that? I don't know, I'm kind of dumb. And then Spell Power Cure. There's also the something gore something. I watched a video today on it. That's why I'm making this video, because I was not pleased with some of the skills that were being used on that video. I feel they are not beneficial. So I will quickly go over my skills now. So I have in my Sword and Board Shield. This, yes, is very important, especially for healing multiple allies at once, not just yourself or one dude. Because now you're healing yourself or a wounded ally in front of you for almost 10,000 damage. Plus another person for an extra 3k damage. So you're leaving your extra heal, you know, you're healing them up to 4 health, and if it's an overheal, you're now giving them spell power cure, or your other stat buff, you know, your other healing sets, you're now giving them that buff. So the Ruin, I have it the restoring focus for stamina, solely because generally when I am out and about, I'm generally laying down my heals, I am wanting my stamina back as much as possible, so I don't have to rely on it as much as me heavy attacking with the sword and board for my stamina back. I just want to do a quick light attack on an enemy, apply crushing, that's it, right? I don't want to be in sword and board as much as possible. I have my orb that constantly can be sent out to heal, right? Leave your over heal or, you know, stuff like that. And it gives an active to every ally pretty much. They can all press X on this. Okay? So literally free resources and a heal to everyone who presses X on this. This massive heal, right, also gives you lots of recovery, but not only that, you're constantly walking around pressing this to get all of your stamina back once again. So this is subject to change. You can make it so you're getting magicka back. It's 240 magicka instead of stamina, but, you know, you're sitting on a ruin, you kind of want that magic or your stamina back, right? Just in case. Then you have your overflowing altar. All allies will now gain lifesteal from this. Lifesteal, this patch is pretty OP. So you can have this, or what I like to do is if I'm really feeling, you know, like this is more of a selfish thing to do. You want to go into your vampire skill line. You want elusive mist. Put that instead of your altar, okay? This is going to make it so you take, like, no damage and you move super fast. All it's going to cost is a little bit of magicka, which is fine. You don't even... It's like, fuck all. So, you're basically invincible. This makes it so you can go in and out of large groups without taking very much damage at all. You can quickly break free of this, cast a heal, go back in, or, you know, cast your race against time. This is your getaway. This will make sure you leave everywhere untouched. You cast this, then this, because every time they hit you, they're going to get not only one, slowed, but you also now gain a heal from this per person, okay? Which makes you basically an unstoppable beast. If I'm not mistaken, it's per person. I don't know how many times this can stack, you know what I mean? Because it says against you, any enemy. I don't know how many times it stacks, or even if it does stack. I'm not 100% positive on that, but I feel like it definitely does stack per person. Or at least refreshes per attack, meaning you're constantly getting 2k health, right? I use this regeneration because it's an extra ally. It's extra, I think, 2 allies per this. Yes, it's less health over time. However, it's longer. You can give more allies the lingering heals for your Earth Gore or for your fucking SPC, or, you know, the other gear sets that you decide to run as a support, right? You have this, provides a purifying synergy, also another overheal for your SPC or, you know, your other gears that you're wearing to boost your allies, okay? Once again, this is in your resto tree, another massive AoE healing, continuing your overheal. This is what you want to do, you want to just overheal everybody. Now, for alts, I have Life Giver in my resto bar, okay? Super good because this doesn't just go to one person, okay? Say, yes, the 1 second, it goes to one person, the next second goes to another person. Now, if you read this, it gives you every single morph in your resto tree, okay? Let's quickly go over that, because that's kind of important. So I do Healing Ward, because now it's going to give them Healing Ward. So anything they have left on their damage shield, they get back, okay? Blessing of Protection, making them tankier. Okay, this is the restoration one. So this makes them tankier, it gives them resolve. Oof, making them survive longer, okay? The regeneration, obviously. So the longer heal, the lingering heal, and if that goes to many people, they now all get all of these buffs. So make sure you level these all up, okay? Before getting this Life Giver, because it gives you because you cast Regeneration, Blessing of Protection, and Steadfast Ward at no cost on these people. Okay? So anyways, into your heavy attacks. Why we were doing heavy attacks. Every time you heavy attack, you gain Major Mending, increasing your healing done by 16%. Okay? You must have this up at all times, because you constantly want that Major Mending up, because that's an extra 16% of your heals, okay? Massive. So make sure you're always, when you can, do your heavy attack, because you get your magicka back really quick, easy. Go into reasons why we are a vampire real quick. This, super OP. You want to be at stage 3 at all times, because it's now reducing your damage by 30%. Okay? That is massive. Especially if you combine that with your pariah. Okay? Because now, the more health you have lost, your pariah is going to be beast as fuck. And you're going to get the vampire passive, okay? Huge, huge, huge. So back to the skills. One last thing. Remembrance. You are now going to gain major protection, okay? And you're healing all of these people. The reason why this is such a good skill is because in this, you get Lightweaver passive, okay? Literally healing anybody under 50% grants you 2 ultimate, okay? Plus, you yourself gain 33k extra physical and spell resistance, okay? So if you lay this down, okay, and then you quickly cast Remembrance, you now have all of this defense, which is 6k, plus 33k, plus any health that you're missing will boost Pariah, plus your normal resistances for being a Nord in your passives, okay? Another good race, Breton, because you're constantly going to be under status effects. So that's going to make you more tanky. The more you survive, the longer you can heal and keep your allies up. So those are your skills. I want to quickly go over champion points real quick. If you guys do play in CP. This one, super fucking important. Reducing your falling damage. You always want to have this. It's a passive. You don't even have to slot it. What I like to do is movement speed out of combat. Your potions, chance to not consume it. That's, free money. You got your food buffs, 30 minutes longer, and then you have your mount speed, okay? Up here, I have your increases healing done with single target abilities. That's your Purifying of Light. This is in case somebody is super low health. You can now heal them even more, 10%. You have your increased healing done with area effect, which is the 2 last ones on the resto bar. You have over time effects, which is your regeneration. So now your regeneration is going to heal 10% more. And then you have just your reduced damage time over time. Okay, you can either do over time or AoE effects. I mean, the single target is nice if you're feeling like you're constantly getting focused down by, things like Dizzy Swing. This will help with. Anything that is solely for you. Snipe, shit like that. Nonsense. So, I mean, you can take 2 of these and then probably get rid of the healing over time one, perhaps, or this one, but I would not get rid of this at all. Always have your AoE, especially on a Templar, because you're laying down tons of AoE heals. Okay? All of this is pretty much however high level you are. Sure, go for it. But you want to get 10 magicka, try and get your defense buff to make sure that you survive, because if you're just dead, you're not going to heal nobody, right? And then you want to get your healing buffs. Then if you go to the red tree in CP, Slippery. This will automatically break you free every 21 seconds, and it costs nothing. Okay? Super important. You get a roll dodge for free every 30 seconds. That saves you a ton of stamina. I do this one because every single time a dude dies, you literally get 1,500 fucking magicka for nothing. Awesome. Okay? And then my last one is, reduces the cost of your damage shield abilities. I don't even use this. I was going to use it for, it's for something else I was working on. I mean, you can get, this. This would probably be a lot better for CP because you're constantly going to be burning or, you know, chilled or whatever because of all the enemies. So you're going to take, you know, all your skills are going to be 5% less, meaning all your heals and shit. Because it says combat skills, which I'm assuming a combat skill would be that. If not, then go for the tankier ones. You know, increases the amount of damage you block while under the status effects. I would go with this one probably more than this one. Because combat skills is very tricky how they have worded that, so you never know, right? But I would probably go with this. The block mitigation, super busted. So instead of this, go here. This I was doing for this. When you morph it into another ability, it does 9% extra shield strength. So if you do this in between, like, I don't know, 50 people, that is a massive shield, I think. I'm still trying to test it and shit. I see my chat is still kind of there, so I don't really want anything there. So that's pretty much your skills, right? So I'm going to show you my, you know, rotation. Basically, what I'll do is I'll walk up. As soon as I know where I am sitting, I am going to be using this. I want to tank as less damage as possible. Then I want to cast my AoE, cast off one of these, or this first. So generally, it's this. Switch bars this, and the faster you switch bars, right, and you lay down all your shit, lay down one of these, like you can turn back, lay them down to your party so they come towards you, you can lay this down on their way to you, right? You want to just keep all of this shit constantly going. Make sure that is constantly up, by the way. If that ever runs off, and then you just, all you're doing is you're constantly doing the same thing. You're making sure that your buffs, you're alive, everybody else is alive, throwing a heavy attack to keep your major mending up. Because all of these people are going to be trying to follow you. You are going to be leading the charge because you are one tanky beast motherfucker and you're just laying heals and keeping everyone alive. Giving them synergies to run forward, keeping their stamina up. Right? You're just constantly doing this, you know? And then if you ever see a bunch of people getting messed up or say you need to, like, get a super big heal, generally what I want to do is have this down, and this, Living Dark, and then cast this. Because now if they hit you, you're getting the Living Dark, and you're getting your Ruin passive, plus you're getting the 33k extra, and the 10% from Major. Making you a super beast tank who is now literally healing everybody. Giving them all SPC, or, you know, your other fucking healing over time. Like, so this one's support. There. Heal yourself or an ally with a healing over time. So they're going to walk into your giant AoE that you put around, right? Or your fucking regeneration. Automatically grants them that. The Remembrance is super good for this, the Spell Power Cure. Because as long as you overheal them with Remembrance, they now gain 430 extra spell damage and weapon damage for 5 seconds. Massive. So those are my CP, my skills, the items I use. Generally, you want every passive everywhere. You know, the more you cast Living Dark, you're now giving off everyone major spell power. You know, giving them 10% more spell damage. Like, you're literally just, you're walking around being you basically absorb damage and heal others and buff them. That's all your job really is, to make sure everybody's alive, everybody's buffed, because that's what you are. You're a healer, right? As long as you stay alive and they stay alive, you're doing your job. So, yeah, this is the most successful for me. If you like it, you know, do your like, do your subscribe, whatever. If you guys ever want to see it in combat, my Twitch is in the description. I generally play this character. He is probably my highest. He is my highest in Alliance War. So, as you can see, my home campaign is generally Ravenwatch. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the information. If there's anything I've said wrong, please let me know. If you have helpful tips for me, I am more than happy to accept them. But yeah, this video is basically 20 minutes long now, so kind of long, but it's a lot of information to take in all at once. Trying to think of any of the passives that I've forgotten. I did show you guys at the end. I should have showed you at this very beginning. Basically, I have 1 medium, 3 light, and 3 heavy, I believe. The reason for this is so I'm taking advantage of all of the light passives, okay? As you can see, 4% per, so that's 12, right? So this gives you a lot. You get the 1 just for, the garbage in here, right? But the 3 for this, okay? But this is the best one. You go to Undaunted, you get your Undaunted mantle. So giving you 6% extra max health, stamina, and magicka. Just for wearing 3 different pieces of gear. Huge bonus. Anyways. Take care, guys. Good luck. If you're out there healing, power to you, man, because we get a lot of hate, so enjoy.